during the Stone Ages, for crying out loud. Thomas Jefferson did it. It was basically it's called the laws of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever looked at the laws of attraction?
Yes.
So basically, what I ever got out of it, it's I am, I will, I am, I will I am, will I am.
Boom, boom, pow.
You got that boom, boom, pow. You got that boom, boom, pow.
They didn't teach these subjects in schools. You don't see them in the history books. You don't see or hear about these topics in the news. This is a show about three people who have an insatiable appetite about the unknown, the unspeakable, and much, much more. Coming to you from a parallel universe that hides the mysteries of our puzzled reality. Let's go to Mike, Peggy, and Melissa and find out what we don't know.
So I don't know. I just figured we'd talk about manifesting. So I don't know how much you're familiar with that.
Probably very little. I thought about it once you said it, and I was like, really, what is the difference for me between manifesting and positive thinking?
It's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But I think manifesting takes it to a deeper level.
You're hoping for things. You're pushing for things to happen.
Why'd you just say, oh, no?
Because you guys froze.
Oh, no.
I agree. Manifesting is
willing things to happen.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
positive thoughts is just that, just hopeful thinking, wishful thinking.
So what's the difference?
There's a lot of difference.
Like what?
Visualization. I think when I think manifesting, I think I'm getting a visual, I get auditory. Mm-hmm. So if I'm manifesting something to happen, I am visualizing the process. I'm visualizing the goal. I'm visualizing the steps. And for me, it can be auditory as well. Mm-hmm. Like if I have a goal, what does that sound like when the goal comes to fruition?
I'm reading a definition here, like, what the difference is. And it says to manifest something, you need to be utilizing positive thoughts and energy to draw it into your life.
Okay.
Focus on what you would like to achieve and use your capability to bring it about. And when you are hoping for something, in comparison, there is no action being taken to act on that dream. You're merely dreaming of it occurring. So I guess when you're hoping, you're just dreaming and thinking, oh, tra-la-la, maybe this will happen.
Yeah.
But when you're manifesting, you're actually using energy to try to make it happen.
Exactly.
You see the difference?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of, there's a thin line between the two, but Peggy, have you ever manifested anything? Like if you were to go back and just like think about it for a second, something that you kind of made happen because you kept telling yourself or that you wanted this or you wanted a particular event to happen or whatever.
I think less in my past and more in my current. I feel like I'm in the process of manifesting right now.
Okay. You want to care to share?
Of course. It's very personal, but you know me. I feel like my entire life I've been on a weight loss journey.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, me too.
Very popular.
Absolutely.
But I feel at this point in my life, it really is manifesting for me. And when you read the definition, I was like, yeah, that is it. It is energy. Yes, it is positive thoughts, but it is energy. And it is, like I said, for me, very visual. And so that I feel like the steps that I'm taking are the basic ones, right? The obvious ones that everybody's going to talk to you about.
Okay.
Eat less, move more, that kind of thing.
Right.
But I'm thinking much more about what does the life that I want to have physically look like? What do I feel like when my body is in this goal state? But does that make sense? Like, I feel like I'm not in that. I'm on, and it goes beyond. I'm not on a diet. It's a lifestyle change. It's past that for me.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're going down a TikTok rabbit hole or anything like that. You know, this is something that's been done for years.
Yeah.
You know, it started way back during the Stone Age, just for crying out loud. Thomas Jefferson did it. It was basically it's called the laws of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever looked at the laws of attraction?
Yes.
So basically, what I ever got out of it, it's I am, I will, I am, I will, will, I am, will, I am.
Boom, boom, pow.
You got that boom, boom, pow. You got that boom, boom, pow.
I'm glad I went there and not like lady lumps.
I was just going to
My
go
lumps,
there.
my lumps, my lovely lady lumps.
Check it out.
So it's I will and I am statements.
What was that movie? Like
the laws of attraction.
It's not so descriptive. What was that movie?
What?
Law of Attraction?
Well, there's a movie that you can watch online. It's called The Laws of Attraction. It's more of a documentary.
No, there was another by. Shame on me for not looking it up, but it was a book. It's
The Bible.
More great descriptive things for you to think of what's in my brain. It was a book, and now it's a movie. You know what I mean?
Kama Sutra.
No.
No.
I am reverse cowboy. I am reverse cowboy.
Stop. Oh my gosh.
Well, do either of you have an example?
I have a couple, but what about you, Melissa?
I can't think of anything in particular, to be honest.
You've never made anything happen. You've never, not wished it to happen, but saying like, I am this, I am. Because they always say it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
I don't know.
Right?
I can't.
So,
I don't know.
So like the law of attraction would say,
right.
The law of attraction would say, if you're sitting in your car,
right.
And this is actually one of the examples they give in the actual documentary. If you're in your car and you're saying, I'm going to pay my bills, or my bills are going to get paid, or blah, 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 or better yet, my bills are piling up. That right there, you're attracting more bills according to the laws of attraction. You're attracting those bills to you. And instead of just saying, I will pay my bills, I will meet my financial for this month.
Okay.
It's different the way, that's what they say. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Okay.
So let's wait for Melissa's yawn.
I'm sorry.
This yawn brought to you by the laws of attraction.
I get up early and it's late for me. Sorry.
Oh.
Have some grace.
It's only 6:18 where Peggy is. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I've eaten two cookies today. So that's.
Are you in a hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were traveling. You used to tell me. I don't know when you're traveling anymore.
I withhold information now. I don't like to tell you this.
It's none of his fucking business. What?
When you're under anesthesia.
Huh?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a really good question.
Because
I think if you've programmed yourself before anesthesia, and that thought trick kind of
Yeah.
squeaks into like a dream or something, maybe.
Yeah. I had an experience when I had brain surgery, and I remember the transfer from the operating room in the elevator to ICU. And I remembered that I had to make myself come back.
That's not manifestation, I don't think.
No.
No, that's something different.
Did you flatline?
That's what I'm wondering.
No,
Okay.
and that's what I'm saying. Doctor said there was no issues. There were no issues, no physical issues. But I remember saying, no, I have to come back. This is what I look like in the ICU bed. I'm breathing. I have monitors on.
Wait a minute. So are you saying that you were hovering over your body?
Yes.
See, I think maybe that was
That
was an astral travel.
Or out of body.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because they say that your soul does leave your body when you're sleeping.
I've heard of this before. Yeah. It happens a lot in the hospital.
I usually hear it though in connection to something that happens to you physically.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Again, and I guess that's why I feel like that experience was different, because they told me there were actual no issues.
But did you tell them what
Yes.
what you described?
Yeah.
And was it spot on?
They said, I have no idea why you would have felt that way.
But did they tell you that or validate what you said?
No. Western medicine? No. As cool as my neurosurgeon is, but no, he was like, yeah, no, I don't.
Right. I don't know.
Maybe you're just hallucinating due to the anesthesia.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think that they would go ahead and say, oh my God, how did you know this? No.
Well, I mean, there's also the story that I asked them if they were playing particular music, which the particular song has, like, I have no connection to it. And they're like, yeah, that's not what we were listening to. And I was like, oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, maybe in the other dimension, that's what they were playing.
Interesting.
Maybe, maybe in the 7th level of hell, they were playing that AC/DC song.
That's where I went? Is that what you're saying?
Could be. Welcome back.
Kind of no difference.
I don't know. No, I had a couple. Matter of fact, I had something happen today, which was pretty crazy. Have I ever told you the story about living in the middle of Connecticut and how I got back to Eastern Connecticut?
I feel like I know a little bit of that story. Yeah.
I think I told it to you. I think Melissa, you know about it, right?
Yeah.
Somebody told me about the laws of attraction and manifesting and stuff like that. Now, I am not a pro at this or anything like that, but I think I have some pretty good stories that actually to say, hey, this works. So I started watching the laws of attraction, and I basically watched the 20-minute trailer, basically, where you can watch the first 20 minutes of it. That's where I kind of learned the I am, I will statements, right? So I kept telling myself what I wanted to do, and I wanted to move back. I kept saying, I'm going to move back home. I will move back home. I'm going to go home. That kind of stuff. So what I thought was home and what the universe thought was home was really two totally different things, to be honest with you. So I started dating this girl, not Melissa. We were we kind of hooked up on a social media platform. Guess which one? MySpace.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans? No, I don't even think that was even thought of yet. No, MySpace. And actually, I was looking for a friend of mine.
Tom hooked you up.
Tom was everybody's friend. He was cool. Oh, by the way, when it comes to MySpace, there's one thing that MySpace did do, and that was hook me up with different types of music or in bands that I'd never heard of before. If you ever get a chance, look up a band called Chucklehead.
Okay.
Great band. If you like the 70s kind of funk kind of thing.
Okay.
Chucklehead. So I kept saying, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home. This is before anything. So anyway, I ended up talking to my friend's sister, and we get talking on and on. And I'm going to kind of give you the Reader's Digest version. We started dating. Next thing you know, she had asked me, because you're always coming out here. Why don't you move out here? So, okay, fine. So and then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, I'm going home. I made this happen. I still worked in the center of the state. So then I posted for a job that was closer to where I had just moved to. Got that job. We lived on a street that, if you look diagonal from the house that we were living in, there was a home there that was for sale. I thought I was already home because I was back in the hometown that I grew up in. So apparently the universe says, no, not yet. So we looked at, unbeknownst to me, just because this stuff just happens. And then diagonally across from where we were was a house for sale. It was a really big house, but we really liked it. So it's like a 5-bedroom house, had a little more than a quarter of acre of land and stuff. Mm-hmm. So we ended up buying it. So after we moved in and things were kind of settled down, I walked out the back door. We had sliding back door, glass doors. Walked out, was on the porch, and there always these bells that go off in the town every half hour. And I looked straight ahead. And do you know what I saw?
What?
The house I grew up in. And what I was looking at the backyard and the pool that I used to swim in. So now I'm thinking I'm home. No. I had no. I'm telling you, that whole theory, be careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of like this. So then this girl and I got married, and we, subsequently got divorced. And then we got back together again. And then we got an apartment together. And I didn't realize this, but it was the exact apartment that my parents brought me home when I was an infant. That is a true story.
So really home.
I went home.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is that pretty freaky? To me, it's pretty freaky. And now we own the house diagonal to that.
Yep.
So something by diagonals with me, but
well, you're not straight.
But I think that's kind of freaky. So then I had a situation today, which really wasn't me. It was actually my daughter.
Okay.
So I get a call today, and I hear, Dad, you got to come out here. You got to come out here. Now she lives, my youngest daughter is 17. She lives about an hour away. Dad, you got to come over. You can't believe this and this happened. You got to come here. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm having a panic attack. I don't know what to do. I need my dad. Okay. So I finished my stuff, that I did right then, and I got in my car. Got a coffee first, though. So
priorities.
Yeah. Because she was with her grandmother, so I knew she was okay. What had happened was that her mother my ex got 911 out of the house, she passed out.
Oh man.
Yeah, and not because she's a filthy drunk, but just because she's not a filthy drunk.
I was going to say she could be a filthy drunk.
No, but she passed
drink.
out. And I guess they were on the couch or something like that, and she was laying pretty much in my daughter's arms, and that's what freaked my daughter out. So they came, and they 911'd her out, and there we go. So my daughter has had a real hard time with anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm driving out there, and she's staying on the phone with me because she wants to make sure that I'm still there, during the whole ride on my way there. So I told her right out. I said, you're going to be okay. She goes, she goes, I'm not going to have a heart attack. No, you're not going to have a heart attack. You're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine.
Right.
So I told her, I said, how many times have you watched The Wizard of Oz? And
You asking me or her?
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, gotcha.
That I had asked her, how many times have you seen The Wizard of Oz? And she said, a bunch of times. And I said, okay. I said, what did Glinda say to Dorothy at the end of the movie? Now, do you remember what she said, Melissa?
She said, click your heels 3 times.
Click your heels 3 times.
And say, there's no place like home.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. I said, what do you think Dorothy was doing? I told her. I said, she was centering her energy on going home, going home, going home. Then Glinda says to her, you could have gone home anytime. You've always had the power. And she's like, yeah, but, oh. She had like this come to Jesus moment. And she goes, I see what you did there. And I said, you have the power to control your anxiety attacks if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you worry about so many different things that you don't need to be worrying about. I said, what did Dorothy do? She was worried about Scarecrow. She was worried about Tin Man. She was worried about... So she said, all right, I see what you're doing. And she was fine for the rest of the day. Mm-hmm. Earlier in the day, I have a friend who... it's like my one perk in life. What?
You have one friend.
My one friend. I asked her, and she has the ability to get concert tickets. So I asked her, I said, hey, and this was for myself, Melissa, and her parents to go see the Beach Boys.
With John Stamos.
Do you hear her say that right away? With John Stamos. God. And I didn't say anything, to anybody about it, except I texted Melissa and her mother and said, I said, here are the tickets, we're going. That was the end of that conversation. They text me the tickets, and I'm not kidding you, within 2 minutes, and this is a complete legit thing, my daughter looks at me and goes, you know what song I can't get out of my head? I said, what? She goes, the song, it's with John Stamos and the Beach Boys. It's called Forever.
Yep. I was just going to say, yeah. I know exactly which song it is.
And I said, how do you even know that song? She goes,
Full House.
Oh, okay. That's what she said. That's what she said. Uncle Jesse.
Uncle
That's
Jesse.
what she said.
Yep.
And I said to her, you're kidding me. And she goes, no, I'm not. But I was saying you're kidding me for a totally different reason. Like, I'm not saying you're kidding me because you like the song. I'm saying it because I just got tickets for the Beach Boys and John Stamos. And all of a sudden, 17-year-old out of the blue says, can't get this song out of my head by John Stamos and the Beach Boys.
It's a great song.
Yeah. I said to her, do you want to, well, I want to show you something first. So I pulled up the text message with all the tickets and I flashed them at her. And she went, holy shit. I said, that just happened like 3 minutes ago. And she goes, how? I said, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe you had something to do with it. Mm-hmm. She goes, what do you mean? And we had talked about the whole manifesting thing, a little bit before that. And then I said, do you want to go? And she said, yes. So I texted my friend. And the next thing I know, before I said anything else, I got 2 more tickets. I showed them to her and she was like, and I said, so what did you do? She goes, I will go to the show. I will go to the show. I will see the Beach Boys. I will see John Stamos. Matter of fact, that's what Melissa was doing. I will see John Stamos. So I told her, I said, there you go. You're manifesting this stuff. I said, I can't tell you any other thing. I said, obviously this is what's happening with you today. And I said, I think it was meant to be that you and I got together and I was able to maybe pass along something to you that maybe you needed to know. And I said, maybe you can start handling your anxieties a little bit better because maybe now you can try it a different way, in a way you've never tried to do it. And I said, just like Dorothy got herself home. And I said, Dorothy was in a completely different realm, for crying out loud. She went from black and white to color, for Christ's sakes. Why she wanted to go back to black and white, not a clue. But she did, because that was where there's no place like home.
And it was sepia, not black and white.
Why do you got to ruin that? Why do you got to ruin my moment? You got to ruin my moment there.
It's what I do.
My God. Melissa for the kill.
I'm a moment ruiner.
So what do you think? What do you think? I just told 2 stories of manifestation. Anybody at any time, go.
I can't think of anything that I've tried to manifest.
No. I'm asking you, what do you think about that story? Do you think that has some credence about manifestation, or do you think it was just one of those, both of them, they just kind of happened and there we go?
I mean, the first one, yeah. The first one, it's like the universe was telling you what needed to be done and you got it done. The second one is just, it's a lot of coincidence. But I don't know if that's manifestation. I think that's a lot of just the way the world works, just the synchronicity of things.
Yeah, but maybe from me trying to tell her about Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz and how it kind of could align with what her life is, maybe that changed something within her.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, her, because one thing she did say to me, she goes, I've trained my subconscious to kind of go into a panic attack or worry about these things.
Yeah.
And I said, well, then you need to train it not to.
Oh, yeah, that definitely requires a different line of thinking for sure.
I told her it's not going to be easy.
No.
It's going to take time.
No, but if I know her, when she starts feeling a certain way, she goes deep. She goes into it instead of kind of like just pushing it aside and...
Yeah, it's like therapists. They'll tell you, it's like, today we're going to talk about this. And it's going to be very good by the time we're done today. But remember, anything that I interject into your conversation, remember, you have to work with it. Mm-hmm. You have to do the steps. You have to do the work. Right? That's what you hear from a therapist. Right? So it's kind of what she's got to do. All right, Peggy, go ahead.
Was that your therapist voice?
That was my therapist voice.
Because your therapist voice actually started as... Trump and then kind of moved to a therapist. So it was very interesting.
Oh, good
I didn't even know I did that. It's going to be huge.
We're going to make therapy great again.
Therapy's great again. That's what we're going to do. That's right.
I think there's an interesting part to that story too, is that she manifested internally. Mm-hmm. She didn't share it with you.
Right.
And that for me, then that's what says, no, she put something out there and it synced up. I think I like Melissa's term of, how the world syncs, but
SYNC, not SINK.
Correct.
Thank you for the clarification.
Just,
yes,
there are people out there that don't know the difference.
I don't know, but I had to think about it a really long time when you spelled
there and there. Punctuation is key. Two or two.
So just to go back for 1 second, I hope this doesn't open up a can of worms, but
when I go back and edit this, I'm going to put some like really, really bad soap opera music with it.
You are?
Please don't.
Just my own thing.
Don't do that.
And I told her, what did Glenda want? To click her heels 3 times. And you'll go back to
put some
no place like home.
Just
There's no
a single tear.
there's a tear in my eye.
And it just like make it glisten.
So I don't know. That's what I think. I think it would. Those are two examples, and one that just happened today.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I mean, is synchronicity a part, or is that a part of manifesting? I mean, I don't know. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Shit, we don't know, and that's why we try to discuss it between the three of us.
Right.
3 people talking about stuff they don't know about.
Yeah.
Again, I know nothing.
Thank you for your contribution.
Thanks for being here, Melissa.
I'm just listening and agreeing. Yep.
Now, if this was a true crime podcast, she'd be all over it.
Ooh, true crime.
See,
I binged.
Yeah.
I binged.
My true crime bestie.
I binged on the way up here.
Oh, what did you binge on?
Well, I had to catch up on Morbid.
Oh, there's a new one out today, and I haven't listened to it yet, so don't tell me.
No, that'll be on the way home. But then I had to jump to Kendall Ray.
Kendall Ray, who's that? I don't know that one.
Yeah, Kendall Ray. I can't even think of what the name of it is. She's wearing a hot pink blazer in her podcast picture.
I don't know.
I think that's the one our friend Kevin from the group.
Yes.
I think that's the one his daughter
and his wife listen to.
I don't know that one. I can't say I've listened to that one.
She's
True Crime with Kendall Ray.
Yeah, True Crime.
I'm pretty sure I have not listened to that one.
She's pretty interesting.
I mean, there's a couple that keep showing up on my news feed on Spotify, but they're not interesting to me, so I just swipe over.
You know, it's interesting. One of the episodes that I listened to, speaking of true crime and manifesting, I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about manifestation in a negative way, because the episode was about a woman who essentially is murdered, but she spent years of her life, and while things did happen, I kept saying to myself, she manifested her own murder.
I think that'll happen.
You think?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that can happen.
I think if you're putting anything out in the universe, it'll happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anything you put out there, and it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say. I was going to say, like I said, things happened. She had interactions with people that kind of set her off down that pathway. Right. But it felt like she really went over and above, pulling it in towards herself.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I would believe that. I mean, if you're putting it out there into, the universe and the great space beyond, into the big energy ball, who's to say it's not coming back at you like that? I mean, look at just the first story I said, right? I thought I was home. Apparently not. Until I finally ended up in the apartment that I was brought home as an infant. I was back again. Now, do you think manifestation has anything to do with time not being linear?
Man, you love that question.
Yeah. I mean, I'm one of those people that don't believe that everything is, or time is linear. I think everything is happening together. And I think that's where deja vu comes in. And
so, how does that play with manifestation then in your mind?
Because I think you're either your inner self or your soul being knows exactly what's happening, and you don't. And then you put it out there into the universe, knowing that it's going to happen. I mean, it's just a really, really, sorry, there's my Zoolander. Really, 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 really strange story. But I mean, come on. I believe that if you die in one dimension, you slide into another one and you don't even realize you died. Because I think there's infinite dimensions, infinite timelines. But that's a totally different show altogether.
That's a whole other.
Yeah.
as is true crime.
Oh yeah.
We interjected just a little bit.
It's a totally
Sorry.
different podcast. As a
I was
matter
just
of
going through all my
fact. Oh,
my
Jesus.
list of podcasts to see if it would show up, that one that you were talking about, but I'm not seeing it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
We actually have a Tumblr.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, true crime Tumblr.
What is it?
Oh, we can't say that because
Oh.
this is what we don't know. I don't know.
All
I
right,
don't know what
then.
it is.
Okay.
So, anyway, I don't have anything else about manifestation.
I mean, I certainly don't have anything revolutionary, but I'm just going to keep going back to what you brought up in the beginning, and that is really what the difference is, and it is the energy part of it.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
I think we're energy.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Like you're energy, I'm energy, Melissa's energy. I think it's just all
When
part of
she's
that.
not yawning.
When she's not yawning, tired energy.
That's
So-
called no energy.
So I guess that's our walk down to what we don't know today.
Yeah.
Because I
We,
don't.
we proved ourselves worthy of the title.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea.
Correct.
I mean, you could analyze this 7 ways to Sunday, and who knows?
Maybe
Who
we
knows what
need
it
to.
really is.
Maybe we
Well,
need.
watch the laws of attraction though. Watch the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Even if you go on and you watch there is
The Cliff
literally a
Notes.
video that's the first 20 minutes.
Okay.
Serious. I would say you'd watch it too, but that's too
I think
much.
you
that
tried
would-
to show it to
Yeah,
me.
that's too much attention span for you.
It probably.
I watched it back in the day, but
And I don't mean that to be nasty.
No, I
or
don't.
mean, it's
I
just-
yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
9 to 12 second video, she's good.
I would separate you two.
Yeah. It's too much of a commitment for me to sit in front of a long video.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, all right, Peggy, thanks for joining us from the wonderful state of Utah.
Why, thank you. I'm coming to you from the small town of Midway, which is a Swiss town.
Very, very nice. Well, I hope you
How cute.
enjoy.
There's
your
goats
time.
outside my window.
There's goats?
Oh.
Are you at like a bed and breakfast kind of thing? Like
It's a
an
resort.
Airbnb?
It's a resort.
Oh.
But it's a big property, and there's like timeshares and different things like that. But there is goats right outside my window. I go out and talk to them in the morning. Tomorrow we're talking about manifesting.
And they'll look at you and they'll say, "How was it? Not bad."
Maybe they can manifest you some nice goat cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe some nice goat milk.
Thank you for letting me join you.
Oh, what do you mean you're part of this? You're not joining us.
We need
It's like-
t-shirts.
It's like the Holy Trinity.
What are we talking about next time?
I don't know. What's what we don't know? We don't know that either.
And I'm